even get dressed. I'm just gonna go mail my ancestry.com stuff, which is in this box right here. I'm just gonna go drop it off at the post office. And this, I guess, goes in here. I don't think I've ever mailed anything. I don't think it'll go in. It won't fit. Stupid thing. Okay, let me go in and drop it off. All right, I've left my DNA on the counter. I'm gonna go home and finish working on my big project that I have to work on. I needed a break. But yeah, when I get a break here and go outside, I'm like, oh God, no. Let me go back inside. This is horrible. Hello, everybody. It's me, Jenny. So about, I think 2 years ago, I did 23andMe. And this was my, let's see, DNA ancestry reports, ancestry and traits overview. So this was my ancestry composition. And I did a whole video on it. It's such an old picture. It was 2 years ago that I had brown hair back then. So this is my ancestry composition, and it's basically what I expected it to be. So I knew that I was basically Eastern European. I know that I'm not at all British, even though I have a British-ish accent. I grew up in London. I was born and raised in London, and I lived there till I was 13. Then I moved to America, and then I traveled the world. So I've always been around people that have different accents and different things. So my British-ish accent has evolved from a London Cockney, where I'd say like water instead of water, or butter instead of butter. And I think instead of I think. So I enunciate words a bit better just from having lived in the States for 33 years or so. So I knew some of my heritage. I know that my grandmother was Lithuanian, my grandfather was Hungarian, and that means my dad was Hungarian Lithuanian. I know that my mother was Russian Ukrainian, but she was born in Germany and speaks German. But what's funny is that we have no German DNA. So it's just that my mother was orphaned and lived in an orphanage in Munich, and she was born in Miesbach, which is in Germany, but her mother was Ukrainian and her father was Russian. As far as I know, we don't know a lot because she was so young. She's only 9 years old, and I think her mother was about 33. My grandmother was about 33 when she died. I don't know what she died of. I think she probably died of cancer or something. It was pretty sudden. But my mother was orphaned for 3 years and then ended up being adopted by Americans and moved to America, to New Jersey. And then she met my dad in high school. And so I think she was friends with my aunt, my dad's younger sisters, who were around the same age as my mom. So anyway, so that's all I know. But then when I did this, it was basically that I'm 68% Eastern European. I'm also, this is what was surprising, I'm Southern European, almost 10%, Greek and Balkan, Italian, and broadly Southern Europe, which I don't know what that is. Okay, broadly Southern Europe. And then also Ashkenazi Jew, which is understandable because I am a mishmash hodgepodge of many of these countries, Lithuania, Poland, Hungary, when all the borders were kind of all over the place. So I have Ashkenazi Jewish heritage. We're not Jewish, we're Russian, Ukrainian, and Lutheran. Lutheran on my dad's side, Russian, Ukrainian on my mother's side. Sorry, Russian Orthodox on my mother's side, but I don't practice any religion. But I do have to be tested for breast cancer to make sure I don't have the BRCA gene, because of my Ashkenazi Jewish background, even though it's only less than 1%. Broadly European, that one is just everything. So yeah, then we had Western Asian. This is what was most surprising. I'm apparently Anatolian Turkish and broadly Northwest Asian, which would be these countries: Turkey, Iraq, Iran, Azerbaijan, Armenia. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was that exotic. So the Anatolian Turkish, that's pretty cool. I've been to Turkey. I would like to go back and explore Anatolia, I guess, and check that out. And then we've got trace ancestry, which would be Siberian, Korean, and Japanese. And that makes sense. I mean, we all come out like the Timars, like my last name's Timar, which is Hungarian. When we're all born, like the Timar babies, we all come out looking like little Japanese babies, like little Asian babies. And when my daughter was born, she literally looked like little Asian baby. And I think her father was like, "Who is he?" And I'm like, "It's you. It's all you, dude." Like, there's no little Asian guy that, is the father of my child. We all look like that. We all have like jet black hair, Asian eyes. And even when my older sister, who was born in like 1966,
She looked very Asian when she was a baby and when she was a toddler. And people thought my mother actually adopted a baby from another country. And it's just how we look. And it's just that's the Russian, Ukrainian, and trace Asian that's in us. And that makes absolutely sense, you know, a lot of sense. So then if I look at all tested populations, this is the funny part, is that where's the part that says I am zero British? Hang on one second, let me go back. I'm literally like zero, unassigned trace ancestry. So yeah, so I'm zero British. I have no British in me whatsoever. There was another place where you could find that information and I don't see it. So anyway, okay, so now let me just take a quick break and log into Ancestry and see what my ancestry results are. Okay, now I'm in my Ancestry account and yeah, so let's go see my DNA origin. Let's see what Ancestry says about me. DNA results are here. All right, whoa, what the hell kind of map is that? I think it's about the same. So, okay, so the trace the trace Asian that is in my DNA, back in the, like, I don't know, thousands of years ago, the Ukrainian area, which is the breadbasket of the world, did a lot of trade with Chinese, Korean, Japanese, maybe not Japanese, but Chinese and Korean along the Amal River, which is why there's a lot of Ukrainians that have kind of Asian features, or, you know, and there's a lot of that like tribal or nomadic movement because of all the trades. So you had the spice trade, you had the Silk Road, you had a lot of different, you know, back and forth. And so now this is what they're saying here. I don't really like how this map moves though. Okay, so Eastern European and Russia. So I am 73%. So that's higher percentage of being Slovakia and Hungary. Let's see. I don't like, okay, I see. I don't need my timeline. I don't really need to know where everybody went. Let me go back. How do I get back here? I don't like this. Okay. This interface is very difficult. And I build websites for a living and I hate all websites. Okay. So this is about the same, but it's a higher percentage. So Slovakia, Hungary, Russian, Ukraine, and Belarus. So it kind of doesn't break down as much as this does over here. Let's go back over here. Ancestry and traits. Ancestry overview. View my composition. So yeah, so right now we've got, well, 80% European, but Eastern European 68%. So it's a little bit higher. Then it says 9% Baltics, which would be Lithuania. Although over here, I have Balkan, Greek, I have 10% Southern European. So on Ancestry, okay, I see what, okay, so it's giving me 9% Baltics. So that's actually giving me a 81% Eastern Europe and Southern Europe, which is about the same as over here, 80%. Okay. So then I have Anatolia and Caucasus. Yeah, so again, I'm basically like Anatolian Turkish, which could also be Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. So that's about the same. And then the Balkans is 3%. So on here it says that I'm 9 or 5% Greek and Balkan. So that's a little bit less over here on Ancestry. Anatolia and Caucasus is 7%, yet they're telling me that I'm 18% over on 23andMe. So let me go over there. I can't get over there right now. Got this like little thing in the way. My Zoom. I'm recording on Zoom while I'm talking. Okay. Then we've got Aegean Islands. Those are down here. So that's Greece, all of the Greek islands. Yeah, I don't know where the Greek comes from because we don't have any relatives that are in our family that are like, we're Greek. I mean, we've got like my sister's godparents, but they're not genetically related. Levant, where's Levant? Okay, so Syria, Lebanon. This is interesting. So yeah, so this one is far more detailed than like more of a breakdown than 23andMe. I don't know where half these places are. I don't know. Greece and Albania. All right. Yeah, my parents have some explaining to do. No, just kidding. And then Iran and Persia, which is interesting. But I think like, originally we all kind of came from the same place. And then other 2,600 regions. So there's nothing about Asia, although this map goes all the way out here, whatever that is. Russians, yeah, so that kind of goes all the way out to actually all the way over Siberia, and then Korea is like right below that. So, okay. Now we go down here, we've got 2,600 regions listed. I don't think I need to know all of that. I think this is just like trying to make me buy something. Nope, not interested. Okay. So that's it. So I don't really have anything else. Your DNA connects you to 4 journeys: Lithuania, North Anatolia, Slovakia, Hungary. Okay. So I guess my relatives walked around a lot. And then I've got my DNA matches, my relatives. I know that only one of my relatives is on here, and that's my niece. And I think she did hers when she was a teenager, because my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, manages that thing. So then, yeah, I'm not going to show that information. That's private. But anyway, yeah. So only one other person in my family on Ancestry has done the family tree. On 23andMe, I've got about 5 relatives. 2 of my cousins, and then yeah. So like my dad had twin sisters. So my dad's sister's son is on there. He's connected. And then my dad's other sister, her daughter, is also connected. And then there's like 2 other like second cousins that are on there. But like my immediate family's never done this. I think my sister, I think, is superstitious. Like she won't do a DNA stuff. And my brother and my mom haven't done it. And my dad passed away 22 years ago. So yeah, so that's it. So that's kind of my DNA. There you go. Who knew? So not very exciting. I don't really like the interface on here. I think I prefer 23andMe if I can get over there. Yeah, 23, this is Ancestry. So 23andMe. I think this is a much more interesting website because you can do like the research, you can do your health if you pay a little bit more. And they do all these fun things like they ask you all these questions like your personality and stuff. And I like the interface. It's much more fun. You have 11 historical matches. Do I? Am I related to anyone famous? And I like it because they keep changing it. Oh, you have to pay the premium. Okay, if you pay the premium, you can see if you're related to Beethoven, an African-American iron worker, or a ceramic age Caribbean individual. I don't really want to pay anything more for this. DNA origins. Yeah, so let's see, memories. I don't really like Ancestry. I'm not really too impressed. Military. I was military. Census and voter lists. I guess you can look people. Okay, so maybe I have to explore the website. Maybe I can like find people. But yeah, my home over here. That's it. So that is the end of that. So nothing too exciting. That's it. I think the other video is more interesting because I actually go through how you do 23andMe, like having to spit into the little vial and having to like send it off and then wait for it. And then I did the big reveal, and that video was kind of fun. This video, I just wanted to compare what the results were between Ancestry and 23andMe, but I think I'll stick with 23andMe. I think I like their interface. I like their activities that you can do, and you can see like immediately who your relatives are and that kind of thing. So yeah, so I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else. So thank you, and I'll update later. I guess, they keep updating these websites and telling you that your genetics has changed and things like that. But I think this was fun. Kind of creepy that, they have all my information now, but I'm fascinated. I'm really good at math, and if I cared more for math in school, and then I was also better at art, I would have been an architect. If I, was caring more about biology classes, I would have probably been a geneticist. But instead I went economics and journalism, and computer programming. But I really, really love math. I'm really, really good at math, but I just didn't apply it as a career. I mean, my counselor in high school was like, you can be a math teacher. I'm like, I want to be a journalist. And he's like, do you even know how much you're going to make a year? I said, yeah, I'm going to make nothing because I'll be a journalist. And he's like, you're really not very good at math, are you? I said, shut up. I'm very, very good at math. I did like a bunch of years of math in a very short amount of time. And yeah, like I love statistics. I love analytics. That's what I do, is digital analytics now. That's kind of what my career kind of went into, was going from website building, website programming into digital analysis and advertising, and kind of like creating business models and consulting and stuff. I don't do that right now because I'm running my nonprofit. But I really love like that kind of stuff. But if I cared more for the biology classes, instead of just wanting to be a journalist, I probably would have been a geneticist, because I'm fascinated by it. But okay, so that's it. So thank you for this 11 p.m. walkthrough of my DNA. So okay, well, thank you. That's it. All right. Okay, bye.